Today we get to look at multiplication of surds. This is the Kisembo Academy, and thanks for tuning in. Now, it is as simple as what we've been doing before, that when we are multiplying surds, like for example root of a times root of b, it's the same as square root of a times b, which is square root of ab. An example here is that the square root of 2 times the square root of 5 is the same as square root of 5 times 2 combined, which is the same as the square root of 10. In our previous videos also we explored that when you're multiplying the same number, the same surd twice, for example the square root of a times the square root of a, you're bound to get that very number. If it's the square root of 100 times the square root of 100, you're bound to get 100. If it's the square root of 20 times the square root of 20, you're bound to get 20. And we illustrate it here using 4. That square root of 4 times square root of 4 is going to be the square root of 4 times 4, which is the square root of 16, which is 4. The square root of 4 is 2, times the square root of 4, which is also 2. 2 times 2 should give you 4. We explored some of these in our previous videos. And now from here we are going to build on to see how we multiply mixed surds. Remember we said that mixed surds are simply surds that are a product of a rational number and a surd. So let's look at how we multiply these mixed surds. This is a mixed surd because it's a product of a rational number and a surd. This is a rational number, that's a surd. So this is what we call a mixed surd. So when you're multiplying mixed surds, what we do, for example here we shall say that 2 times the square root of 5, multiply that by 6 times the square root of 2 is going to be equal to, we shall multiply the rational numbers together. So that's going to be 2 times 6, which is 12, times the square root of, then we multiply these together as well. That is 5 times 2, which is 10. So under the square root of 10. As simple as that. So this becomes our answer, 12 root 10. Now the answer we get, of course, you're supposed to first evaluate to see if you can simplify it any further than this. So the answer we get should be in such a way that that is its simplest form. We can't simplify it any further than that. Let's try on this other. We have 4 times root of 2, then times 2 times root of 50. That's going to be equal to, so we shall multiply the whole numbers together first. 4 times 2 is 8, so it's going to be 8 times square root of 2 times 50, which is 100. But then now we realize that 100 can still be simplified further, the square root of 100. So that is going to be equal to 8 times the square root of 100, which is 10. So the answer here is 80. And that is the answer. Now that is how we multiply mixed surds. Now going on to use the distributive property, supposing we are having a surd that is outside the brackets and we are required to open brackets just like the way it is done in algebra. We shall do it in the same way. We are having root of b plus root of c inside the brackets and we are having root of a outside. So to open the brackets here, it's going to be root of a times root of b, then root of a times root of c, which is this step. Root of a times root of b plus root of a times root of c, and we shall end up with root of a times b plus root of a and c. We'll do an example still to illustrate this. Now in our illustrations we are being required to work this out. So square root of 3 into 3 root 2 plus 3 root 3 is going to be equal to, so we open brackets, square root of 3 times that, so this is going to become this times that, which is root 3 times 3 root 2 plus root 3 times this is going to be root 3 times 3 root 3, like that. So this is going to become now root 3 times 3 root 3. Remember this is 1 root 3 times 3 root 3. So we shall first multiply the whole numbers together. So 1 times root 3, 1 times 3 is 3. Then root 3 times 2 is 3 times 2 is 6, right? So it is root 6. Then plus, then we have, this is 1 root 3 times 3 root 3. So we first say 1 times 3, which is 3. Then root 3 times root 3 is root 9. So definitely here it's going to become 3. Now square root of root of 6 we do not know. So it's root 6 plus this is 3 times root of 9, which is 3. 3 times 3. So our answer is going to be 3 root 6 plus 9. And this is our answer. We have one more number to illustrate this point. We are opening brackets here still. This times that, then this times that. So the next step from here is going to become 10 root 5. Multiply that by this, 2 root 3. Then we have plus this times that. So it's going to be 10 root 5 times negative 3 root 2. Negative 3 root 2. Of course, we know that a positive times a negative will give us a negative answer here. So our next step here, when we're multiplying this by that, we are going to say it's 10 times 2. We multiply the whole numbers first. 10 times 2 is going to give us 20 under the square root of 5 times 3 is 15. Then, of course, here this will be minus because a positive and a negative should give us a negative answer here. So it is 10 times negative 3 is going to give us negative 30. So it's minus 30 under the square root of 5 times 2, which is 10. And if you look at this closely, I think we can't simplify this any further. So that becomes our answer. This brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for tuning in. Up next, we shall be looking at how we multiply binomials containing surds. For more of these videos, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, to share this video to other video sharing platforms for your friends. For Kisembo Academy, this is Arnold Ranga Koramia.